Burrow airs it out. Chase. Hello. Touchdown.
And I got a voice inside that needs to be fed.
Are two of the best historically, just not thus far. Against these receivers.
Making the judgments again, and there is Smith rolling free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Ohio Sports Talk. I am your host, Doug. That's the coach, Jordan Maxson, and we are live. How you doing, buddy?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Everything in the sports world's not great, but I'm doing good. Got some big news I'll be breaking for my personal achievements here in a week or two. But
Hell yeah.
Things are rocking and rolling. How are things in your neck of the woods, brother? I like
Doing
the mic,
good.
by the way.
Upgraded. Shout out to the Bearded Browns podcast. They said, this is the mic they use, and I like their audio. It sounds pretty crispy. So if you check out the Bearded Browns podcast, those guys are excellent when it comes to Cleveland Browns coverage. Jordan, busy last night. Lila started her first cheer camp, so she's got competition cheer coming up here in the next couple weeks. Then she had tumbling tonight. Bronson's got flag football coming up, so the family is going to be very busy. We're going to be doing our best to keep the content coming strong. You're busy. I'm busy. We're loving doing this show, guys. Already up to 80 live views, killing it on a Thursday night, Jordan. But let's talk about the show. We're going to start off, hopefully, with a Jordan Maxson rant on your Cincinnati Bengals. We've got Cavaliers fun, 12-game winning streak, playoff spot locked. We've got college basketball, the Buckeyes, the Flyers, everything in between. And we've got a big news and notes section tonight. And one more thing, guys. The Red Hot Reds podcast released their second episode last night. Go check it out. Here is a little preview, little comment from Ricky Logan, guys, to get us started.
Hey everyone, this is Ricky Logan of the Red Hot Reds podcast. Check us out on YouTube at Ohio Sports Talk. Check us out on all social medias at Red Hot Reds podcast. And follow Roger on Substack at Local Sports Matter.
Jordan, those guys are absolutely killing it with their first two episodes. They're doing a great job. Please go check them out on our YouTube channel. They've got their own playlist over there. So as always, go give those guys some love. Jordan, anything else before we dive into the show, man? You ready to get into it? Because I'm excited.
Let's get into it.
All right, here we go, guys. Today, the news came out, Jordan. Trey Hendrickson has been granted permission to seek a trade from the Cincinnati Bengals. A big sip there from Jordan as he prepares to talk a little news here. Jordan, Trey Hendrickson, your best defensive player, a guy who is a sack machine, 17 and a half sacks last year, I believe. If I might be off by one, he might have had 18 and a half. You never know. But that guy is an absolute animal on the D-line. He has been granted permission to seek out a trade instead of a new contract. Hit me with it, Jordan. What are your thoughts?
All right. Oh,
here we go. Starting strong.
Doug, it's the same song and dance.
Yeah.
This is typical Katie Blackburn behavior right now. This is Duke Tobin at his absolute best because this is all he knows how to fucking do. And it doesn't make any sense, Doug, because Trey Hendrickson was a cornerstone on the Super Bowl run and the AFC Championship run the year after. So it just, league, the NFL, 17 and a half sacks, more than TJ Watt, more than Myles Garrett, more than Abosa's. That's a list to be proud of.
Very, very proud.
And we're going to grant him permission to go somewhere else. It doesn't spell winning at all. It doesn't say it. We're unserious again as a franchise. We're not together on it. It just doesn't make any sense. And this is kind of uncharacteristic if you look at the history of the Bengals, Doug. This is what bothers me the most. We paid Dunlap. We paid Geno Atkins. We paid Michael Johnson. We gave Adam Pac-Man Jones, when he was in his prime, multiple contracts. We paid Reggie Nelson. We paid Leon Hall to stay. Jonathan Joseph wanted out for his own reasons, but he also got paid while he was here, outside of a rookie contract. So, Doug, historically, this doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know why we're going backwards. We've always paid our defensive players. Our offensive players has always been
Jesse Bates would like to have a conversation with you. But Jesse Bates didn't get paid.
But
that was stupid.
Jesse Bates didn't get paid in the long run, but we franchise tagged him and paid him $40 million for 2 years. So
yeah, but you should have kept him long term, is what I'm saying.
110% we should have kept him long term. But it's just this new trend of not paying defensive players. It's a head scratcher, and we're the worst defense in the league statistically. Yeah. We were ranked 28th out of 32. I'm sorry, 28 out of 32, and we're gonna let the one guy who showed up walk. Doug, this is an unserious franchise. We made all the right moves. We gave Joe Burrow weapons when we drafted him. It was after we paid him. We said, well, we're just not gonna we're not gonna fucking pay anybody else. We paid Joe Burrow. T. Higgins is still on a 1-year deal, can still sit out, Douglas, mind you, if he chose to do so under the franchise tag. Jermaine Pratt wants out still. That's another piece going to be gone.
Yep.
The Triple Crown winner, Jamar Chase, is still unpaid. This is a mess.
Price is going up.
If we're not going to be serious about it, Doug, then trade all of them. And I don't say that 100% out of anger. If we're unserious, and we want to wipe the slate clean financially, then trade all of them, including Joe Burrow. Trade all of them. Because if we're not serious about winning, Doug, if we're not serious about winning, then restart.
Okay. I'm with you to an extent. Let me spin this for you. Trey Hendrickson, phenomenal player. I totally agree. But a 4-year deal for him takes him to what, age 32, 33, 34, 35? That's a lot of money to be paying somebody who is at that age already. I do understand. I would re-sign him also. I think it's a miss, and I think it's something that has come up many, many times. Our guy Drew Garrison posted a video about it earlier. You had the opportunity to sign T. Higgins at a much lower rate last year, 23, 22, 23 million in that range. You had an opportunity to sign Jamar Chase to a smaller contract before the Justin Jefferson reset. You've had opportunities to re-sign your guys throughout. Hendrickson last season, you could have signed him for less than he's asking for now. There are missed opportunities throughout the last couple off seasons for the Bengals to really solidify this team and show the fan base, the guys who are there every single week, cheering their asses off, supporting this team. You're showing them that you are not serious, like you said. This feels like a very unserious franchise, and it's not just Trey Hendrickson. It's just the latest block in the building of this terrible ownership. It's terrible ownership from top to bottom, and Duke Tobin and the Blackburn, all those, they're letting down this franchise continuously. They're letting down the fan base. Ricky, Joe Goodberry had an interesting stat. Cincinnati made the playoffs one time after they extended Carson Palmer, one time after they extended Andy Dalton, and have yet to reach since extending Burrow. That is a good point. Carson Palmer is a guy who has some very hard feelings about the Cincinnati Bengals for similar reasons, Jordan. It's been going on for a long damn time. And again, it just is, it's another piece in a long line of failures by this front office. And I feel bad for you guys as Bengals fans. I will say the Browns miss a lot, but they will go for the home run. They will swing the bat when they're up to the plate. They will go for it. They will try to make the additions. Like it said, we tried to go get Watson, and it fell on our faces, but we went for it. And I do respect the front office to an extent for going for it. But the Bengals, they just, you sign your superstar quarterback to this extension, this high dollar extension. You have your pieces in place and you're not going to go out and re-sign them. Now, like we've heard, T. Higgins, the franchise tag. Hopefully, they're still working on it. Jamar Chase. It sounds like they're around $5 million off on that contract, based on what the rumors are. Jordan, does your opinion change if you are able to keep Chase and Higgins long term? Do you feel better? Does this change your mind if they are both signed long term?
I feel better, but my opinion remains the same. It still feels unserious. We did this game last year. We were a top 5 offense with a bottom ranked defense, and we lost the games that we're supposed to win because of that. So I mean, if great, we're gonna have another supercharged offense, but now where's the defense? Where is it heading? There's no
in the draft,
no clear
baby.
answer.
It's in the draft, baby.
We haven't hit in the draft, baby. Miles Murphy can't find the field. Sam Hubbard hung it up.
Hey, that saved you $8 million. That saved you $8 million. Kappa saved you 8 also.
Okay,
so it's
$16 million.
Hey, where's it going? Where are we spending that? T. Higgins or Chase?
That's where I want to know.
I know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I know you're upset. Let it out. 648 live viewers right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being here. The Bengals, the news that Trey Hendrickson has permission to seek a trade came out earlier today. That's after yesterday with the news of Alex Kappa being released, Sam Hubbard retiring. The Bengals were able to open up some salary there. But where are they going to spend it? Where is it going to go? That is the big question mark. And again, like we reiterated time and time again, this front office feels like they continue to let down the fan base over and over and over. Jordan, any final thoughts on this topic? Go ahead.
Let's wrap it up on a semi-positive. Outside looking in as a Browns fan, what is Trey Hendrickson worth on a market?
At his age, probably. I saw some people asking for a first. I think that's a little bit much just because of his age. I would say a second or a third and maybe a player, depending on if the team's right. You got to have the right team, I would say. I saw people talking about, I saw that hypothetical Jair Alexander in their first round pick for Hendrickson. I don't think Green Bay gives up a first in that scenario. I think they'd maybe give up a second or a third, but even that seems like a lot. Trey Hendrickson's a damn good player. Do not get me wrong. 17.5 sacks. You don't just recreate that. But if you're a team trading for Trey Hendrickson, coming into it, he wants a long-term extension. So you've got to kind of juggle your assets there. It's interesting. I would say you could still get solid assets for a guy like Trey Hendrickson, though. So there might be a little silver lining there come trade time if he does find a trade. Is that fair?
That's fair. That's where I'll end my rant.
Because, so let's take a little bit deeper and then we'll move on because we've been on this for 12 minutes. You draft a defensive end pass rusher at, 17 or 18?
Right. We're at 17.
And if you are able to maybe trade him to one of these contenders at the back end of the draft of the first round, you get maybe another D lineman to go with him. I mean, that starts a rebuild. But again, like you said, you guys have not drafted great on the D line. So that probably worries you both ways, correct?
Oh, it 100% worries me. Unless you're going to pick out, a talent that was in the playoff run, whether, a defensive guy from Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas, out of those 3 teams all had, fine defensive linemen. I don't trust anything outside of those power 3.
Okay.
So it just worries me. I don't need another mile. I don't need another Miles Murphy. Like I said, the guy can't find the field and has registered, I believe, 4.5 sacks in the last 2 seasons. That's not first round material. That's not what you expect from a guy drafted. I mean, granted he was in a 24th pick, but you're the 24th pick in the draft. I expected more, and it hasn't happened.
Okay,
So
let's move on. Let's talk a little bit something positive here, Jordan.
yes.
Let's talk Cleveland Cavaliers. Last night, Cavs continued the winning ways. That makes 12 in a row, Jordan, after the fourth quarter comeback against the Miami Heat. How did you feel about last night's game? Because I know you get into these little spots where you're like, ex player, ex Cav, Kevin Love is having a good quarter, and you're trying to work out a buyout for him midway through the third. The Cavs had a nice comeback late in that fourth and pulled away a little bit. How did you feel about the game last night, Jordan?
Well, let's go one game before that.
Okay.
I did say, because we roll the tape, our last show that we were on the air last Thursday, I did say that or Monday, I'm sorry. I did say that Jared Allen was going to have a comeback game. He was going to get back to his double ways. And with Evan Mobley taking a rest night, Douglas, he responded. He came in, and he looked like the Jared Allen that we got accustomed to. And I was happy to see that. So I want to give Jared Allen his flowers that, he's back. He's doing his thing. And, I'll fast forward back to this Miami game. I said they were going to look tired during the streak, Doug, post the Boston game. And, they've had to come up from behind each game after that.
Yeah.
So this team, three games and 4 nights, it definitely showed itself. I'm thrilled this team gets a night off tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's much needed. We'll see how Kenny Atkinson tweaks the rest days moving forward. Now that we've locked in a playoff spot, we're officially 8 games as of this recording, 8 games on Boston. So we have leeway to play with. Winning streak isn't necessarily important over team health right now. Garland looks exhausted. So I'm a little concerned about Garland. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I think he participated 13 points on about 35% shooting. It wasn't a great night.
Are you talking about last night?
Talking about last night, yes, sir. Garland didn't have a great night. So definitely needed, whether that's health, rest, or just mental exhaustion. Kenny Atkinson has to figure that out. But this team, Doug, they won the game they're supposed to win. We had that little controversial, Miami stepped out of bounds after the 3 went in.
He stepped out. He was out.
No, he was out, but that's for the love of the game. That's part of the game. So the Cavs kind of got away with one there, but the better team won at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm thrilled about it moving forward. But Doug, I hope they figure out these minutes because I'm a little bit worried about how they look right now as a team.
I'm not worried.
They look tired to me. They look tired.
Jordan, they can't be tired. They're not tired. These guys play 30 minutes a game. The minute distribution's been perfect this season. I just think that they played down to the level of their competition for 3 quarters. I mean, if you look at that Bulls fourth quarter, they scored 43 points. They absolutely demolished the Bulls. Yeah, I think that, Miami hung around, but Miami has one of the best coaches in the NBA, and Bam Adebayo was on his game last night. As good as the Cavs are, Bam Adebayo is a hell of a basketball player. So I expected some pushback, and to be fair, they are playing 4 games this week, so they do need to figure out some rest, but they haven't had all their guys each game. So I think, there's been some leeway there too. Garland struggled with his shot, but your shot comes and goes. So, tomorrow night, Jordan, they play the Hornets. That should be another win. I would expect, Garland to maybe get a rest day, maybe a Mitchell rest day, and then they end the week Sunday night with the Bucks. That's a game that we definitely want to watch. Bucks are the 4 seed, I believe, right now in the East, so a potential second round matchup for the Cavaliers. That's a team that Giannis is dangerous. He is dangerous. Quick shout out to Michael. Thanks, Michael, for tuning in. We appreciate you, buddy. And that's a team that's dangerous. Giannis Antetokounmpo is always a tough matchup for anybody. That game's on ESPN Sunday night at 8. That's the one to really have your eyes on. And we'll see how they end the week, Jordan. 2-0 so far. Hornets, they should be able to beat no matter who's in the lineup. But this team's playing great basketball. 8-0 since DeAndre Hunter joined the team. 12th win streak. The playoffs are locked up. Best record in basketball right now, Jordan. Like you said, I know that the Celtics have a different outlook on the regular season because they've been there, they've done it, but they still got an 8-game lead over the Celtics, who pound for pound are probably the best team in the NBA. We can debate that, but it's really awesome. And then Oklahoma City, they are one loss behind the Cavs in the win column. I'm just pumped. I'm just pumped about Cavs basketball. Every game, they're playing down to their competition, and it doesn't always look fantastic against some of these bad teams, but you're getting to see great fourth quarters. You're getting to see Donovan Mitchell take over. You're getting to see, Evan Mobley the other night take over a quarter. Jared Allen, 25 and 17 against the Bulls. So, it's not always picture perfect, but there is good basketball being played, and I definitely appreciate that. Jordan, let's keep it rolling. March Madness, college hoops. We are in March. It's the 6th of March. Jordan, we've had some must-win basketball games here these past couple weeks as the season's rolled on. Let's talk. What do you want to talk? You want to talk Buckeyes first, or you want to talk Flyers? Where do you want to go?
Let's dive into the Buckeyes, because what a wild game. I couldn't stay up for the whole damn thing. I wish I would have.
I unfortunately did.
Double overtime.
I unfortunately did, Jordan.
I saw.
I was up. Let me tell you something. I could have sworn that Ohio State lost that game at the end of the second half, in the first overtime, and then right when the second overtime started. I thought the Buckeyes had lost 3 times in that game, dude. I don't know what it was. They are a roller coaster ride. And, yes, it was 2 overtimes, but seeing the Buckeyes score 116 points to beat Nebraska, 116-114, incredible stuff. Nebraska's point guard had 43 points. Ohio State had 4 guys in the 20s. Bruce Thornton almost had 30. Just an incredible, not fun all the time, but when you get to see high-scoring games like that, you get to see double overtime thrillers. It is fun to watch, but when you're fighting for your tournament life, it's a little heart-wrecking. So it was a fun game.
I'd go one step further. I think that they're fighting for their head coach, because I made the comment that the next couple games down the stretch, we're going to determine whether or not Diebler was going to come back. So I think and that's got to be in the back of a couple of the players' mind. What a hell of a win for not only yourselves, like you said, your tournament lives, but your head coach. I mean, if you bought into his philosophy and he's your guy as a player, you definitely showed it in this game, in my mind, because like you said, there were several opportunities where the game just looked like it was, Nebraska, they go up 5, they go up 7.
Oh my God!
You're looking, there's like 3 minutes left, and you're like, there's no way. There's no way we're gonna, defensively, offensively, it just nothing was clicking. Then all of a sudden, bam! Okay, now we're back. Now we're tied. Right. Now we hit the free throw. We hit the and one. So
absolute war.
It was a war. Credit to those guys. That was a war. I think that if there was ever a statement win of the year, and I know they've had bigger wins against other opponents, but in my mind, that was the game. That was the grit that you wanted to see.
It's a must-win game at Nebraska, Jordan. Yeah. Everything's on the line in that game. If you lose that game, you're probably on the outside looking in. And, what I will say is, yes, I thought they were going to lose 3 times throughout those last parts of the game. But the way that they fought and battled and continued to claw, it was impressive to see them pull that game out. That's the kind of game, Jordan, that might propel them to make a little run here. I don't think they can win the Big Ten tournament, but maybe they could get to that second game and make a little bit of noise. Quick shout out. We shouted them out earlier. Beard and Browns podcast. They love Jordan and Jordan loves them. Those guys, again, great job covering the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully we can link back up with those guys. I've got a mock draft plans coming up for a couple Browns creators. So we'll talk on that a little bit later. But Ohio State with the must-win game against Nebraska leads into another must-win game, Jordan, on Saturday at Indiana, 3:45 on CBS. Another must-win opportunity for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Any quick thoughts on that before we touch on Dayton and a couple other teams?
No, I think I think Coach Mike Fresh over at Alter said it best. What what a thrilling game coming up for Saturday for Ohio State. I mean, it's another must-win for the coach, another must-win for the team, and we'll see if they can roll that Nebraska momentum. So I'm pretty excited and locked in for it.
Yeah, and then let's talk about the Dayton Flyers, Jordan.
Whoo!
Boy,
A tale of two halves.
At the arena for that one. First half, 41-28. They were down as much as 16 in that first half, Jordan. And I was MFing everybody I could MF in that stands. I was not happy. And, whatever happened at halftime, Jordan, a switch got flipped in that second half. Dayton outscored St. Louis 46-26 in the second half to win that game by 8 points. There was 5 to 8 minutes of that second half, Jordan, where it was the best basketball Dayton had played since they played Marquette at UD Arena. Since before conference basketball played, when they were playing that peak basketball where they were competing with top 10 teams, top 15 teams, there was a 5 to 8 minute stretch in that St. Louis game, Jordan, where that was the peak Dayton Flyers basketball. And I was so happy for those guys, man, the way they fought in that second half, the way they played defense late, the way that Anthony Grant getting pumped up, chest bumping out with the guys after Enoch Cheeks' big steal and dunk to put Dayton ahead for good. It was rocking in that second half, Jordan. That was UD Arena at its best, when you can hear everybody, it's loud as can be, and you can feel the opponent kind of wilting under that pressure of UD Arena. Special night, special comeback. Dayton wins their last two at UD Arena. Sets up a big matchup tomorrow night with VCU. I don't think Dayton can be an at-large team, Jordan, but they can make a run at the A-10 tournament. And tomorrow night against VCU, the best team, in my opinion, in the A-10. The standings will say it's George Mason, they're kind of toe-to-toe in the standings. But they've got an opportunity, Jordan, to beat VCU and, get into that top 4 spot, get that double bye. It's a huge game at VCU. I am beyond excited tomorrow night, and I could very well be let down on ESPN too. But damn, was that fun Tuesday night against St. Louis, that second half where we were absolutely rocking. Quick shout out from Roger.
He was.
Straz from the Red Hot Reds podcast. Yes, Chappelle was courtside. Dayton and AG got some great photos after the game with Chappelle. So I felt really glad for the guys. You could just see how excited they were to meet and get to shake hands and hug with Dave Chappelle. So it's cool to see, the guys you root for get to be, fans of somebody else,
And Doug, he went on the record to say that was his first time at the arena and he can't wait to come back. So
that's great. That's awesome.
That to witness, I can imagine him watching that first half just like everybody else in the arena, saying, "Damn, I came out for this," and then you're leaving like, "Damn, what a turnaround!" And I'm just that's not me picking on UD. I'm with you. We've been lifelong fans, but that for somebody that was a first time, coming and going at the arena, that's got to be a hell of an experience. Yeah, because that's a thrill. That I was here. My daughter was telling me to turn it off. I was getting so loud. I was getting so pissed. She knows that doesn't happen here.
The Maxon household, friend or foe.
She said, "Dad, turn it off. You're getting pissed." I'm like,
"You're damn right I'm pissed." Have you seen this first half?
I'm pissed. But then I had to remind her, about the Cavs coming back against Boston. I was like, "You told me to turn that off," and things happen, and bam! What a night, because I got to go from that to Ohio State taking care of business right after over on Peacock at 9:00. So what a time for hoops.
Definitely.
Definitely been a good time. Hopefully this weekend finishes the same results.
Oh man, big weekend for hoops. Jordan, we just eclipsed the 1,000 live viewer mark. Shout out to every single one of you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Roger for commenting. Shout out to Bearded Browns. Shout out to Michael, Ricky, Logan, Red Hot Reds, everybody who's in the comments. Thank you guys. On Wednesday, Jordan, Xavier got a 13-point win over Butler. Xavier continues to play good basketball. And then as we speak, Jordan, right now, the Horizon League. Well, let me get it pulled up here. Horizon League, some battles going on. Wright State in the second half against the top-rated Robert Morris team in the Horizon League tournament. They are down 9. They struggled a little bit in that first half. They've got about 8 minutes left in that game. See if they can make a run towards it. Cleveland State leads Northern Kentucky by 3 in the second half. Youngstown State won by 5 in their matchup. A lot of big games coming. A lot of big games this past weekend. I know UC struggled in their last game. They lost to Kansas State. Coach Wes Miller did not mix his words. He laid it all out there. If you bought a ticket for that game, he apologized to you. That was tough. So tough. UC's probably out of the mix now, but Xavier still has an opportunity. Let's keep it rolling, Jordan.
I was a little sad that Eastern Michigan picked up our Bobcats.
Especially after they had that nice win against
exactly.
Maction's always huge.
Maction's heat. That's going to be an interesting tournament to watch.
Definitely.
When a conference tournament comes around this week.
Tomorrow
night, go ahead.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Miami's got Ball State. Bowling Green's got Western Michigan. Ohio versus Toledo. Kent State versus Eastern Michigan, and then Akron versus Buffalo to round out the weekend for Maction. Jordan, a lot of good games, a lot of big basketball games this weekend. We got a lot to talk about on Monday when it comes to hoops. Let's keep it rolling. Little news and notes section. 21 days until Reds opening day, Jordan. We've been Red Hot Reds. Please go check out the Red Hot Reds podcast on our YouTube channel. Ricky and Straz are killing it on there. 2 episodes so far. But Jordan, let's talk a little bit Blue Jackets hockey.
We're slipping, Doug.
I know.
We're slipping.
That's why I wanted to talk about it.
We pumped them up. They got their big moment in the sun, that 90,000 fans, and it just now it's kind of going the other way.
Yeah, they're down 2 right now to the Florida Panthers with 6 minutes to go in the third period. It's not been great since we hyped them up, buddy. Is it us? Are we the problem?
No, we're not the problem.
We're the problem, right?
I mean, they like I said, they had the great win against the Red Wings. They played the Lightning, just got smoked 6-2, and now they're down 2-0. I think, but this has been kind of their MO, Doug. They go on these streaks, they come down to earth a little bit, and they seem to get hot again right after that. So let's see that their free fall doesn't take them out of the playoff picture, and hopefully they can stay locked in that second to last seed or last seed there in the Eastern Conference.
So yeah, right now they are first in the wild card. They have 68 points. Ottawa, the Senators, have 67. New York Rangers have 67. Detroit has 66. It is a very tight race for that wild card spot. Like I said, they're losing to Florida right now. Down 2 goals with only 4:50 left. That's going to be tough to make up. So the the Blue Jackets definitely have some room for improvement. Jordan, they got to get back to scoring goals. I mean, they're just not scoring enough. They've got New York coming up. They've got a decent amount of season left, Jordan. So there's plenty of time. Playoffs doesn't come around until late April, so there's plenty of time. But you can't go on these long losing streaks, especially when you're teetering on the edge already. But we'll keep supporting the guys and we'll keep it going. Just wanted to give everybody a quick update on the Blue Jackets tonight. Let's transition, Jordan, to our FC Cincinnati club. Woo! Where do you want to start with FC Cincinnati, buddy?
I will let I'll let you start. I'll let you start.
They had the 1-1 tie against in the Conquifa play, so that didn't ruin their chances. They've got a couple different outs there to keep it going. They've got a game Saturday night, 7:30 against Toronto FC. Toronto FC, not a great club right now. FC Cincinnati, I've seen a lot of people complain. They paid a lot of money up front for goal scorers. Those guys have missed some easy shots, and we have to expect them to be a little bit better. Roger, I'll be at the game Saturday night for FC. I'll let you know how Dinky looks in person. I'm excited about Dinky. I have gone on record saying I think he'll lead the MLS in goals scored this year, but he's got to make those chips, man, those chippy ones, those nice ones around the net. You've got to put them in the back. And, he missed a couple ones in the last couple games. I expect him to score a goal. I'm calling it right now. I'm putting $10 on Dinky to score Saturday night and get back to form. Quick, Roger will be there. Little boots on the ground type situation for Ohio Sports Talk and the Red Hot Reds. But Jordan, like I said, we need FC Cincinnati to get back going. A tough couple matches here recently. Any last thoughts on FC Cincinnati before we keep it going?
No, I still think this is a team that's still molding together. I echoed that in the last show that we had, and these are growing pains, Doug. It's early in the season, but I think they're going to figure it out and get back to the winning ways.
100%. Let's transition. UFC 313 is this Saturday night. Jordan, I am excited. Alex Pereira has taken the MMA UFC world by storm. He is the most popular fighter. He is the most popular guy in the company right now without Conor McGregor being around, without some of those other guys around. He takes on Magomed Ankalaev in a huge matchup for light heavyweight championship. Jordan, I know you're not the biggest UFC guy. I know you're snapping pictures with TJ Dillashaw. You're rubbing elbows with all these high profile guys. What were you doing at that event the other day? What was going on there?
I was at the Arnold in Columbus. He happened to be there selling his new product line. he happened to be there promoting his new line, and I got some time with him. I did drop him our card for Ohio Sports Talk. We are in contact for a potential interview coming up, so I'll spill the beans there because it is very much it's very much not if, it's when he gets some time. So I was able to make a little bit of contact there. I was busy doing some groundwork for us, but definitely happy to get to know him. I got to shake his hand. I got to talk to him for an extended 10+ minutes and exchange some information. And hopefully Doug will be talking to him here real soon. So
that's awesome. Nice. Yeah, that was a great picture. But this main card here, it did get a little shakeup. Justin Gaethje was going to fight Dan Hooker. Rafael Fiziev steps in at lightweight. They've got Jalen Turner versus Ignacio. They got Amanda Lemos versus Yasmin Lucindo, Bobby King Green versus Mauricio Rufy. There is a lot of good fights this weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to put out a video tomorrow for YouTube, TikTok, and all those places picking the winners. And just really excited, man. I love the UFC. Alex Pereira has a chance to, if he can beat Ankalaev this weekend, it sets him up for a potential, move to heavyweight, going after another belt, a potential matchup with Dricus du Plessis. There's a lot of things that can happen for Alex Pereira if he's able to get this victory. And this is a matchup who's probably his biggest roadblock at the 205 weight class. So very excited, guys. A lot going on. Jordan, it's been a great show, man. We've covered a lot. We've kind of debuted a little bit of a new look for our topics tonight. We got our Ricky Logan promo for Red Hot Reds. Any last thoughts before we get out of here, man?
Hopefully the Bengals pull their heads out of their ass. The organization is it's not looking good. Hopefully we'll come in. I'll be able to come in Monday with a little bit of good news. But right now, Doug, it's not looking good for the fan base. And but we got a great weekend of hoops ahead of us. Can't wait to be live tweeting it. Interact with us on X during these games when we're covering it. We love opinions. Go to our YouTube channel. We're almost at 600 subscribers. It's free. Hit the subscribe button. Go relive some of my greatest rants. They're all on there. Doug's got them all together, and really, support us. Over 1,096 viewers right now. I want to thank everybody that's tuned in and hung out with us. These last couple of weeks have been amazing. We're pushing the content. Doug's pushing the content. We're trying to do things better. I'm on the ground. We shared a little bit of news. We're going to get some new guests on for you guys this summer and have a hell of a run. So it's been a great episode, Doug.
Of course. Last shout out here. Quick shout out to Tyler McGurk, the Wildcat. Quick shout out to Ricky Logan, Roger Straz, our guys from Red Hot Reds. Shout out to the Bearded Browns podcast. Shout out to everybody who stopped in and commented tonight. And massive shout out, 1,110 live viewers. That means a lot to me and Jordan. Like Jordan said, please go check out the YouTube channel. We are trying to figure out YouTube. It is a very difficult place. The Red Hot Reds is doing solid with the views over there. support us, guys. We are going to keep making content. We're going to keep talking sports. We're having a great time coming to you guys every Monday and Thursday live at 9 o'clock. And we're going to do it again Monday night. See you there. Doug and the coach out.